Hey guys, how are you doing? This is Nick here, Nick Taylor from Admissions.
And Amanda.
Hi Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm hunkered down. I'm doing well. I'm in the man cave, the Nick Taylor SVSU man cave here.
Keep your hands washed?
What's that?
You keeping your hands washed?
Totally clean. Totally clean.
Go.
So for everyone out there, my name is Nick Taylor. I am one of the Associate Directors of Admissions at SVSU. I'm excited to be here talking to you and talking to Amanda. Let me introduce Amanda. Well, how about you introduce yourself? You can do a much better job than me.
I'm Amanda. I'm a third year here at SVSU. I'm studying professional and technical writing and political science. And yeah, that's all there's about me. Back to you, Nick.
So yeah, see how she did that? Perfect. I'm very proud. I'm a two-time alum of SVSU. I have 2 degrees from the university. I've been working in the admissions office for just over 16 years, and I know I look like it. It's okay. It's good. I've enjoyed all my time with my admissions family, so I've been helping students for a long time. So I'm excited to start these card talks with you. I think it's going to be helpful for a lot of students, and hopefully we can keep things engaged. For those of you that are watching at home or wherever you may be, hopefully you're home right now, but if you have suggestions of questions or things that you want us to research and get back with you and answer, feel free down below, write in the comments, whether you're watching it on our YouTube page or if you're watching this through Facebook, please leave some comments. We will respond back, and we'll also take those into consideration for future episodes. But I think we're going to start. I think, Amanda, you have some questions for me you have prepared. So please don't throw me for a loop. I'm new to this, okay? But don't throw it too hard to me.
Okay, so for you, Nick, I was wondering, so if I was like an admitted or prospective student, how would I get some answers like from admissions?
Okay, that's a big loaded question. Thank you, of course. There's a lot to unpack there. So with everybody working remotely, and SVSU has been really good. I got to say, from a personal standpoint, working at the university, it's been really comforting that the university has been really open and transparent, working with faculty, staff, and students like yourself. You feel that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been nice that we kind of know what's going on at the university at all times through our website. So in admissions, we were able to have some time to prepare. I don't want to say prepare for this. Nobody can prepare for what's happening right now. But we've had some time to prepare on how to get students information more digitally. And let me actually, you know what? I can do this. I'm fancy. You're fancy, huh? I'm fancy. Let me share my screen here. I have our website pulled up. Can you see my screen, Amanda?
Yes.
Awesome. So on our website, this is the main SVSU website. You can see that we have our COVID-19 updates all the time. This website right here, our students can click on it. You can see exactly what's happening at the university and how we are helping keep our students safe, our faculty and staff safe as well. But those updates are there all the time. This part is kind of new down here over in the corner. You can see the schedule a virtual, I'm getting my pocket. Schedule a virtual visit there. This one actually allows you to go in, and we've been meeting with students digitally for a couple of weeks now. We started it just kind of before everything really hit, and it's been nice. It's all through Microsoft Bookings. When you do that, you actually go here to our visit page. Now the visit page shows you, it has a lot of great information. So you asked about getting some of that information. Yeah. We've got academics, life, cost. My favorite thing is actually under this cost here. There's a net price calculator right there, which is really good for prospective students. They want to see how much it's going to cost them, right? But the big thing on here, which I really like right now, is that we have 2 buttons that we've changed over. We have a virtual tour as well as an admissions virtual appointment. So Amanda, even you could go on, and if you wanted to schedule time to talk with me about what we're going to talk about next, you could go into the admissions virtual appointment, and it'll actually bring up, and you can schedule time to meet with any of the admissions reps. right through online. It's really kind of cool because it reads our calendar and it shows you when they're open. Let's just pretend we are going to pretend we're a high school student right now, an admitted student, and we want to meet on Tuesday. It will show you all the times that are available as well as the staff that are available. So if you have an admissions staff person you really want to talk to, maybe you want to spend time with Katrina. Katrina's my favorite. Don't tell anybody I said that. Okay. It's all right. It's really well known. Everybody knows Katrina. Katrina and I have been working together for a long time. So if I wanted to spend time with Katrina, I could get in, see her time, and actually schedule for any of those times that she's available.
Okay, so I have another question for you about that. So what if I'm a high school student, but I'm also like dual enrollment and I have like some college credit? Would I go under transfer students or also just high school students?
Good question. Thank you. People never ask that. And it's amazing because people get confused. If you're a high school student, so if you have not earned your full high school diploma yet, whether or not you have dual enrollment credit or you're part of an early middle college, AP, it doesn't matter. You're still considered a high school freshman, a college freshman, but a high school student coming in. There's some huge benefits to that because the benefit is as a high school student coming in, we're going to give you access to all of our freshman level scholarships. As well as the freshman level living arrangements. So there's some really cool things, but that's a good question. We're still, now here's the nice part though, even though we're going to treat you as a freshman for scholarships, we're still going to give you all of the different, all of the credit that you might be looking for, right? So you're going to still get credit for those dual enrollment classes, your AP or your IB classes. Now, a lot of students have had, because of the pandemic that's happening right now, have had questions about their AP and IB credit, especially. Schedule an appointment. Come and talk to one of us. We're going to talk you through the whole process. We're still going to help you get credit. There's some specialized things that our office is working on right now to do that. So we're making sure that we can go ahead and get all of that set and ready for our students. Now, good question, but I got to skip back. There's one last thing I want to show out here on the web, and that is up here. That virtual tour is really nice. Like if you've never been on campus, this is a great way to get a sense of just the campus itself and see where things are at and what the facilities are like. Now, when things get back to somewhat reasonable and we're allowed to host people again on campus, we're going to continue our campus tours after that. But right now, the virtual tour is the best way to see how to do that. I love to start up here at the walking tour. The walking tour, if you've never been to campus, or maybe you've only seen one building, right? You've come here for a sporting event. I always tell my students, start on the walking tour. I pulled it up here because the walking tour will actually let you go through. And Marcelina, she's one of my favorites, one of my favorite student workers of all time. Marcy, I miss you. Come back. But she actually will take you through and give you some sites and talk about what each of these buildings do along the way. There's a map in there as well. So it's a great way to kind of get started and see all of those things, you know. But I think the biggest message I would give prospective students and admitted students right now is we're here. We are ready. You can visit me in the Nick Taylor Man Cave with my SVSU flag hanging up, right? Mm-hmm. We can do this and talk face to face, and we've had some interactions already, and it's really been nice for the students just so you can see the real people. You don't feel like you're talking to a robot or searching for information on your own, right? Mm-hmm. I'll also admit though, admissions folks, we're pretty chatty, so we miss interacting with students too. So for my staff, I want people to sign up and talk to them because you know I'm trying to keep them up to date and ready to go. But they love working with our students. But
so those virtual meetings, those are video chat meetings?
Yeah. So they happen through a program called Microsoft Teams. If you're watching Netflix or Hulu right now, you're probably getting inundated with Microsoft Teams ads, right? They're like out there. You've seen them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. It's great. And I kind of laughed as soon as I saw them. I'm like, oh, they know that we're using it, right? So we use Microsoft Teams. It's free for any of our guests to use. we set up when you book that appointment, it actually sends you a confirmation that allows you either to download the app or join via the web directly with us. And it's been a really easy setup. I will say this, we've noticed one thing with our guests. It's been a little bit easier. Students like to use their smartphones more than like a laptop, just because in a smartphone, you get a little bit easier interaction back and forth. Not everybody's laptop is set up like you and I, where they can just talk back and forth. So if that's a consideration, don't worry, you can use your smartphone. And you know what? If you don't want to talk virtually in that same bookings, we can just schedule a phone call. Good old-fashioned phone calls. I know you guys don't do that anymore, right?
No.
Yeah. Back in the day, we all talk to each other on the phone. So that was weird. I know.
Oh.
What's that?
It's all texting and FaceTime now.
Well, and we do those too. We do those also. So don't worry. This is a way to get with us on that one. So it's been good. It's been really good. Hey, I got a question for you though. So
Okay.
I want to know. Sorry, I'm jumping in. I know you're supposed to be asking other questions, but I do that. I want to know with the transition from being a PTW major. I don't think people really understand PTW. Could you explain a little bit about what that is like, right? Being what that career field is, and then also give us some update on the transition from being on campus to online. I know there's been some hiccups, but there's been some good things too, right?
Yeah. So I'll start with that, since professional and technical writing is kind of difficult to explain also. So I would say like the best thing from going to online classes this semester with the COVID outbreak, I would say is like more free time, but like not more free time just to like goof around and stuff. I would say it's more like a learning experience to like manage my time, because as a technical writer, like one pathway we could go down is like freelance work. So I think it's a good way to like manage my time and get things done on my own time too, because that is an option for me. And I think it's kind of I have done like freelance work with the app Fiverr.
Yeah.
Yep. I've done like some freelance work through that. And yeah, I think online classes could be a good thing.
Nice.
But I do miss face-to-face classes for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really cool, because I wish I would have known about things like professional technical writing when I was going to school. Now, this was a long time ago. Okay, so it's been different.
Yeah.
But I working with a lot of students like you in the program, it's really cool to kind of see some of the projects you work on and some of the stuff that you develop. So I think post grad, if I can't steal you into staying into the admissions office and doing some cool stuff for us, hint hint, I think it's going to be really cool to see kind of what you get to do in the future and where you're going to work. Those are skills that just not a lot of people have, and they're so critical, especially right now. Yeah,
and it's really a great field to go in, because there's like so many there's so many opportunities with professional writing. Like say you wanted to be a teacher, or like you wanted to be a reporter or a lawyer. Like there's so many options you can go down.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So sorry, I hijacked it. We got to get back on track. I know you had another question for me.
Oh yeah.
And I totally, pulled the Nick Taylor.
So my question for you is, what should students be doing right now in preparation for fall semester? Like that being incoming freshmen,
Ooh, good.
Students right now.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think for admitted students, two things. Number one, I want to make sure that you've filled out and applied for private scholarships. That's really important. You can find that on our scholarships website, svsu.edu/scholarships. The second thing is, if you haven't already, I don't think students understand why it's so important to sign up for orientation and be there and do things early, right? Yeah. I give every student the same piece of advice, okay? And bear with me, it's bad jokes. I'm warning you ahead of time, okay? But I always tell students, you got to remember that college is the opposite of kindergarten, right? Everybody remembers that little kid in kindergarten who used to go and cut in front of the milk line.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, yeah. So you and I were pretty good at this. Our kindergarten teachers always told us, listen, it's okay, just get in line, right? As long as you get signed up by a deadline, You should be okay. That's great, and yeah, it's okay to be okay, but I tell students, I want you to cut. I want you to be first for everything. So the earlier you sign up for orientation, the earlier my office and the orientation office gets to start working on setting aside classes that you're going to need, right, to graduate on time. The earlier we make sure that your financial aid is all set and ready to go, right? The earlier we can handle that business, the easier this summer and the transition to college in the fall is going to be. So my biggest thing, you asked what should they be doing right now? I would say if they have signed up for orientation, awesome, great. Let's make sure we have financial aid set, right? Let's, if you have questions, let's get with an admissions rep and we can help you prepare for the fall. If you haven't signed up for orientation and you're an admitted student, you got to do that now, like the sooner rather than later.
Yeah, one thing I really was worried about, like when I signed up for orientation, I signed up for the second orientation for the spring. So I was really worried about getting the classes that I wanted, because nobody thinks about that until they're actually there. Right. So the earlier you get, the more chances of, better chance of getting like a class you like.
Exactly.
That interests you.
Yep. Totally. And that's, that's in anything. And you know this as a college student. Here's another example. You tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? Here's a good example. The bookstore, I love the bookstore on campus. They actually will allow students to go in and rent certain books. We make book rentals available, right?
It's so nice. I love like being able to rent a book instead of buying it. It's so much cheaper.
Well, and that's because you're somebody who cuts in line. Now imagine, our average class size right now is around 21, 22 students, right, per class. Well, if their average class is 22 students, they probably only have like 10 or 11 books to rent for the class. Even if you go in way before the class and you're the 13th person, right, to go try to rent that book, you know what happens. Tell them.
What? Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
You're good.
Going too fast for me.
So if let's say you're the last person to go in and try to rent that book and there's none available.
Okay, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be on back order forever, because I've definitely been that person before too.
Exactly. So being early is really important. I think it helps, for students to get set and get ready for all of that.
Yeah. So. And about renting books, I say rent books as soon as they're listed, because don't wait and see if you need the book. Just rent it. If you don't need it, you don't need it, because exactly. You might need that book the first week.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, hey, for our first episode, I thought this was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So I got a surprise for you. Sorry, I like to throw surprises at you.
Okay.
Segment at the end of these, I want to do the last question of the day. Nic's irreverent last question of the day. And because both you and I are stuck in our respective domiciles and I'm down here in the man cave, I have now started to watch more Netflix and Hulu, Amazon, some of those. I need a recommendation from a college student. What's something that's fun for me to watch? Now, mind you, I can do this after the kids go to sleep, okay? So, but it doesn't have to be Mickey Mouse or anything.
I have a couple, actually.
I knew you. Totally knew you would.
You could definitely rewatch Game of Thrones. It's always a good show to watch. There's a good show that just came out on Netflix. It's called Tiger King.
Oh, I knew it.
Previews. It's pretty funny. That guy, he's pretty crazy. And also Schitt's Creek, if you've heard of that, on Netflix. Yeah. So funny. It's so, oh my gosh. One of my favorite shows.
All right. I will take that under advisement. The tiger one scares me. I'm not going to lie. So I've seen the memes. I've seen the things out there. So I'm going to pause on that. So awesome. Well, hey, before we go, I just want to remind people that are watching, if you have comments, questions, things you want Amanda to go and research, things that you want me to go and research, please write them down below in the comments, either here on whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, and we will definitely answer those and then maybe even turn that into a future episode. So, all right, Amanda, it was awesome seeing you personally. Take care of yourself.
Me too. Wash your hands.
I will absolutely wash my hands. I've tried not to touch my face, but it's going to happen, right?
It always happens.
All right. Well, everybody out there, I hope you have a great day, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, Amanda.
Bye.